Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Sorry about that. So we have another unbox. Past few videos I've been uploading, I've shown you guys I've gotten into the SH Figuarts action figures. At least a few. And here we are, we have Iron Spider from Avengers Endgame. Now what's really cool about, as you can see, I have a few here in the background. I have Captain America and Thor, both from Endgame, final battle scene, I should say. Now here we are. We have Spider-Man with his Iron Spider armor. Nice, good graphic right here. You can see we get Peter Parker right there, and we have a plethora of accessories on here. So let's take a look at the art. Iron Spider in action. Iron Spider posing like a badass. And there we go. We have the back. As you guys can see, there we go. Nice little focus of the background, the UPC, merchandise number. So he gets his arms. We have multiple heads for him to use. And he gets the Nano Gauntlet. The gauntlet that the Hulk uses to snap people back. Very cool packaging. And what do you say we get right on into it? There we go. Open it up. There's the box. Instructions. And there we go. We have everything packed together. Now this is very nicely packed. On the back section we have the Nano Gauntlet right there. With the Iron Spider arms or legs, however you want to describe them. And I just had a few things pop out. Okay. That's always fun. Not really. I hope I didn't lose anything. I'll look for stuff later. So in here, we get multiple Spider-Man hands. We also get some webbing for him to shoot out to create a nice little effect here. Also, we get multiple Spider-Man eyes to pop in and pop out of the spider head itself. What's really cool is you get a nice metallic look to him. Unlike some of the other action figures I've seen that have more of a solid, flat look, kind of like what you would see on a Marvel Legends. You get a nice metallic gloss right there. Everything just reflects right off of it very nicely. These eyes actually pop out. Now, I'm not going to go popping the eyes out just yet. I'm actually going to go through the instructions and check them out. But let's get Peter out. There we are. Very good likeness of Tom Holland in his Iron Spider outfit. Very cool. I like the blue trim on here, accented with the gold. Very cool. This is a very good likeness of him as well. Now I do have a Marvel Legends set that I have yet to open up, which also has a Tom Holland face. But I think this one comes out way better, more realistic. So there's that. Now his arms and joints actually feel pretty stable. I had an issue where the Cap, his right arm, was a little loose. Now, the one thing that I have to get some used to is the fact that these do not have peg holes. They don't. So, best display options are going to be utilizing something like this. This is a nice little posable stand. I got a set of these on Amazon. I got 8 of these for 18.98, and I'll drop a link in the description below. They may not be made of the highest quality. They're just plastic with a few screws at the hinges. You can loosen them or tighten however you like. And this is just little plastic clips you can connect onto a leg or torso, and there you go. And one piece just popped out. But not to fret, it just pops right back into place. That's actually what I'm using on both Thor and Cap right now. Now, you got full range of motion here. I mean, his head can tilt back, like if he's jumping up in an upward motion, and it goes all the way down. So he's got full. See, he can tilt sideways. You know, sore neck, trying to loosen it up. But there we are. He's got a really weird butt joint thing going on here, where the butt joints actually rotate almost like a shoulder, but for the leg and butt. See, you can push that up, almost like a weird wedgie of some kind. I guess that's something new that they're doing with some of their figures. So it's a little weird. Torso's got plenty of movement. Some people have talked about the paint application. I actually think it's not bad. Could be worse. I've seen worse. Marvel. Just saying. But I gotta say, I really like the paint application here. There is a ton of detail. I mean, on the bottom of the feet. The detail, the lines, the webbing. Everything just looks fantastic. Now, we get a slew of hands here. We got the little web shooter mechanisms painted and showcased very nicely. We have a ton of hands here, guys. A ton. So we have about 4 extra sets, not counting the set of hands that you already have on him. So a lot of posability. A lot. We're actually going to pop his head right off. There you go. Bye, Tom. Your head's gone. Actually, I may need to pop his neck off now. Yep, I need to pop his neck off. There we go. So if you're pulling the head off, you might want to use your thumb and finger to kind of clamp onto the neck and just pull up. It'll pop right off. So now we're going to put, because the spider head has its own little neck. Now, as far as the eyes here, we have a squinting look. We have a very wide focused look, and we have the red, the instant kill option. We're not going to use those today. I just want to do a quick unbox and showcase the figure and its capabilities. Now, if you feel kind of froggy, you want to do Peter Van Damme, you can kind of do a split here, but not too much pressure. There we go. Kind of like he's just jumping out of nowhere. I'm going to set this off to the side here. We're going to take a look at you get the big Nano Consulate that the Hulk rocked, and that Peter was trying to keep away from Thanos and Thanos' little minions. Set that off to the side. Ironically, this fits on my thumb. course, I cannot snap my fingers to save my life. So here we are. You got all the stones here. Would have been cool if they could have done a little paint application to make it look like the stones are lit. That's a little trick that they've done with Iron Man figures, especially a Diamond Select. They've done lighter colors to make it look like it's illuminated. That would have been kind of cool. That's not a problem. Now, what's cool is these fingers actually move, guys. See? The thumb moves. So these are actually on a hinge and functional. You know, they could have just got away with, just solid. But no, we have it where like he's about to snap. I kind of like that. It's something a little extra that they threw in here as far as that function, and that goes a long way. Really good detail on here too. There you go. See what I mean? I mean, they got them in there looking like stones, but maybe just a little bit of a certain kind of paint, certain tone, and they really could have looked like they're lit. But not for nothing. This looks pretty awesome right there, guys. There we go. The inside's just hollow. There's no real detail on the inside, but it's cool. So now you can have Peter swinging through whatever with the oh, and these are all on. I mean, you can see the detail already on these. I believe the Marvel Legends has them where they're solid color. They actually did detail on these. And you see a little bit of red accent right where the center joint is. So that this goes and blends in perfectly with Peter's outfit, with his uniform. And there's a little panel here that actually opens up right there. Trick is, how do I get this open? Now with the Thor's hammer, usually there is a little bit of pressure you could apply to help pop off some of the pieces. Actually, his torso does come right off. And I'm hoping I can just kind of... Okay, what I used was I had a small little hobby knife that I just kind of pushed into the groove, and this pops right out. Okay. Now, I think they made it so you can take the torso off so that we can put this on perfectly. You kind of just have to match it up and pop it in. And there we are. Now I would be careful about these hinges because too much pressure and they might pop out or snap. So I would be mindful about that, guys. So we're going to pop his torso back on. And there we go. We have Iron Spider. We have full range of motion here. Like he's flexing. And push this all the way in so it popped down a little bit. That should stay in there now. I hope. I'll have to take some. I'll have to look at some stills from the movie, so I can get the arms in a very good pose. But let's see if we can get him to stand. Easier said than done, guys. The back keeps popping off. I think I'm just not putting it in there, putting it onto the back securely enough. Now, of course, this is right out of the box, so, there's some trial and error. Now, if you want to keep this on him at all times, I'm not suggesting any kind of glue or adhesive, but I think it's more of just getting it to push in completely into his torso. It's not coming off now. Sorry about this, guys. I'm going to pause the video very quickly. I will be right back in a few seconds. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry that it took so long. I finally got the back to stay on there. So there we are. We have Spider-Man. Iron Spider. Here's a better look of the back. Very cool. Now, I wish the back was a little bit easier to get in place. It took me a couple tries to get it on there. But if you're just going to keep them in like a swinging pose, you should be perfectly fine. Now, a little suggestion: if you're going to plan to keep him permanently like this, maybe a little dab of, maybe a small dab of hot glue, perhaps. Hot glue won't do any permanent damage to it, but it might help hold that in place. I'm not suggesting anything stronger than that, not Gorilla Glue, not unless you're doing your hair. That was a joke, people. That was a joke. Calm the hell down. Okay, so there we are. Now, he's got full range of motion. As you notice, his feet can bend and his toes can even contort in different fashions. Now, of course, with the different hands, I'm going to set him down over here. Just let him chill in the background. Now, of course, we have the different hands right here. Now, I'm checking out some of these to see if there's a peg of any kind, because, of course, we have this right here. We have the, like a little web net or webbing shooting out towards you. We have a little short web with a circle here, obviously a peg, and what I think is, no, I'm wrong about that. Excuse me, guys. So we have, this is very cool, there is two fists together like he's swinging. So they actually included that there. I think that will be used, yeah, there's a little bit of a crevice here, so I believe we'll be able to connect a webbing through the hand, similar to, let's say, something like this, so that the webbing will fit right in there. There is a bit of an arched web. So if you wanted to do a swinging motion, this is what I would actually use. You just kind of have to thread it into the hand, so it looks like he's just swinging along. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't think I'll do a webbing like that. As I said, there are a lot of different hands here for different poses, whether it's him doing his his throat to shoot webbing out. There's that. Now, I did notice on this one right here, there's a bit of a round hole right there. Now, the importance of that would be this. His hands swap out. They have a little socket here, okay? So when you pop his hand out, he's going to have a peg. So you would slide this onto the peg first and then affix this, his hand, over it. So that it's kind of looping through. So when he's doing this little thwip, it looks like he's shooting the webbing right out. So they included a lot of very cool poses, a lot of very cool accessories that you can do various things on. Now, this even looks like a web knife of some kind. I'm going to have to go through the book and identify what specifically that is being used for. But very cool. A lot of cool accessories here, guys. I'm going to have to play around with some of the hands, because I definitely want to recreate the scene where he's swinging, holding on to the gauntlet here. Very cool. Very awesome. In case you notice, my voice isn't as loud as it normally is. My wife's not feeling well, so she's resting, and I'm trying not to make too much noise while she's resting. I'm trying to be a good husband, you know? So there we are. Iron Spider. Very cool. Like I said, the detail on here is tremendous. The only drawback is that the back was very sensitive as far as this thing on, but once you get that on, I think it's because this is fresh out the box. Still playing around with a few things. And I really like these stands because they're very versatile. As you notice, there's hinge here, and hinge up here. So you can do a lot of different angles on them. Now, in case you haven't seen my other videos, my recent ones, I actually set this one up so Cap could kind of stand, because we don't see Cap really flying or anything. See? We have that. Set him back down. And then we have Thor. We had Thor. He just took a dive. But I had him in a flying motion with both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. And when he took a crashing dive, he took out Spider-Man's hands. Or Spider-Man's legs there. But I had this holding him up with his nice beefy legs. So these are pretty versatile. Like I said, they're just little plastic pegs that go onto here. Little clamping mechanism right here. They work on a basic hinge. I mean, for 18 bucks, I got 8 of these. You know, you get what you pay for. So far, I'm very happy with this. I just have to spend some time playing around with the hinge and everything. Now, like I said, if you're just going to do a simple pose where you're going to keep this on and keep the legs off, then, you know, you should be good. However, this seems to keep coming off a little bit. It could just be that I'm not pushing the peg in all the way, because there's a very small peg here, if you can see that, and it's just not locking in all the way. That could just be my own negligence. This could just be an error on my end. But if you're not going to do a pose where he's doing this, you know, maybe a little bit of just a very weak adhesive, you know, like I said, small dab of hot glue, and you could always pry that right off. I mean, hot glue is not permanent. It's not permanent, but it can be pretty sturdy. Now, some of these legs, these spider legs here, can be a little, you know, this, see, can be a little temperamental. But, I mean, for the look itself, I think it's very cool. I think it works out. I really like this. I just have to spend more time playing with the accessories, getting the right combination, like with this. I may actually do a follow-up video where I show you guys what pose I've actually gone with, because literally, like the box shows that you guys can do a series. Like you see, we have the two hands in the shooting web, shooting upwards. We have him holding the gauntlet, and of course we have him down with the instant kill mode. So let's see if I can recreate the gauntlet one very quickly here. Let's see if I can get this on here, guys. I'm gonna down angle you right there. Don't mess. Don't worry. I'm wearing basketball shorts. Okay, so he's just holding this off to the side. I may have to play around with his. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how best we can get this on there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with this, guys. I'm not gonna have you hanging out while I'm playing around with this over and over and over again. I may have to, on some of the figures, you can actually do a side tort, and you see once again the back came right off again. So that's one negative thing, is the back keeps popping off. Let's see, can we... Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to get him perfectly. See, it keeps coming out. I think we might have to do a pose like maybe where he's kind of carrying it like that. That might be an option. I'm going to have to play around, because the box make it look... See, the box makes it look like he's using his leg. You know, he's hugging it against his body, as it were. Yeah, it's just not holding straight, so it's just not holding straight on here. I mean, if I did it something like this, he's kind of holding it there, so that's a possibility we can do. Or I might go with a completely different pose there, guys. So there we are. So I'm gonna have to spend some time playing around with him. On a scale of 1 to 10, my opinion on him, the joints are very interesting. I like most of it. I have to give him a 9.5. 9.5 because of the issue with the back coming right off. If you guys have some suggestions other than, you know, just a small little dab of hot glue, or even a little bit of dab of just regular glue, just to kind of hold it in place, because I'm pushing in here, but I don't want to push too hard and cause some damage. So there we are. I mean, I really like it. Of course, if I do any poses where I take this off and this comes right off, if I do something where I just want his head on there, okay, so this will actually slide out, and I think this is where, okay, there are little pegs inside his head there, if you guys can see that. You would use something like maybe a paper clip, like, open up and bend open a paper clip, push those tabs, and the eyes will pop right out. So that's how you would change the eyes. All in all, I mean, I'm really impressed, but because the issue with the back popping off, I have to give it a 9.5, guys. 9.5 is the best I'm going to give this guy. I really love Spider-Man. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've loved Spider-Man. The detail on here is just amazing. It's just, it's going to be one of those figures where you just have to play around until you get it just right. And that's not negative. It's not negative at all. It's just that, sometimes you have a figure where it's got a little bit of give and take, a little bit of a, you know, temperamentalness, if you will. And then the head goes right back on. Same kind of movement that Peter's human head had. Now, let's see. Will the back go back on without any issues? Yeah. Back goes on without any issues. I think could be the weight, or the slightest movement with this kind of pulls it out and then it pops out. That's what I think the issue is. So all in all, I mean, you can do Spider-Man without his legs, his spider arms or spider legs coming out. You could just have him web slinging by himself like that. That's a thing you could do. But I mean, to get that full movie effect, you definitely want to use these. It's just the problem of keeping that connected. And like I said, I'm thinking it's more of, a little dab of glue around the peg to kind of just hold it in there, let it dry, and you're set. You're golden. Now, if you're someone who is going to consider about maybe reselling this in a couple of years, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just prefer to, like say, keep it in box. I'm an out of box collector. If you guys have seen this channel before, I'm an out of box collector. So, but there we are. I have to play around with a lot of this. I'm not going to bore you guys too long. Just wanted to do another unbox video so you guys can check out what I've been getting involved with. Doing a little craziness here. I really like this figure. Honestly, between Thor and Cap, and Spidey, I mean, I really love this Thor, but Cap's killing it right there. I mean, the detail that they have on Cap, I mean, just amazing. And in case you're wondering, scale comparison between Spider-Man Endgame and Marvel Legends, they are practically identical as far as height. There is some size difference, like obviously his arms are a little bit smaller opposed to Marvel Legends, but that's Hasbro versus SH Figuarts. Bandai, Marvel, or should I say Hasbro versus Bandai. So you do have some subtle differences, but about height, they're about the same. So they're on par with that. There are subtle differences, but there we go. Very cool. I mean, well, you could always have Peter wearing the gauntlet on his head, right? Where am I? No. So just a little bit of silliness. I'm making this video at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So please excuse. I know I look a little tired. I'm losing my mind a little bit. Well, what little mind I have left. But there we are. So what do you guys think? On a scale of 1 to 10, and I forgot my lights. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys think? Is this a... Let me fix that. On a scale of 1 to 10, is this a 10? Is it a 1? Is it a 5.3? Like I said, I'm giving this about a 9, 9.5 because of that little issue. I mean, it's a quick fix, but it's still an annoying little issue. It'll annoy some people. Overall, it's an amazing figure. The detail, and I mean, just the sheer functionality. I mean, all the different hands, all the accessories that they give you. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. the detail on the gauntlet itself. You can just put this on your shelf. He doesn't even have to hold it. You can just have it there as a really crazy looking accessory. I mean, that alone is insane. And no, you can't put this on any figures. It would be kind of cool if there was a way. I mean, there is a little, there's a bit of a hole in there. I don't know if that it can actually be connected onto maybe a Figuarts um, Thanos. That would be kind of cool. I don't know the answer to that. I want to say no, but that's a cool thing to think about. You know, especially since they always have those pegs. It'd be interesting if we can slip this onto another Figuarts character, so you can do the snap. Maybe even SH Figuarts Hulk, if there is one. I can't imagine there isn't. But it's something cool. I mean, I can literally set this on there and have Spidey right above it. You know, it's a thing you could do. So there we are. Just a nice little quick, mellow video. Tell me what you guys think of it. On a scale of 1 to 10, give me your number. And also, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting the channel. As of recording this video, we are at 98 subscribers. We're getting close to 100. Really looking forward to seeing what the rest of this year has for us. Got a lot of crazy stuff coming through the pipeline. Just you guys wait. I'm going to have links to where I got this figure, and I actually got him on Amazon relatively at a discounted price with free shipping because I'm an Amazon Prime member. And no, this video is not sponsored, but I'm going to have that in there. I'm also going to have a link to these little guys. And I mean, you could go with different versions. You know, obviously the more money you spend, the higher quality you're going to have. But I just wanted something basic to try these out. Now that I know that they work, I might go with some other ones. But for 8 of these that you have to assemble yourself, which is not that complicated, you just need a small little Phillips screwdriver. And, you know, just some time and patience to go ahead with it. Now, there were no instructions here. Basically, it comes with a small nut and a screw. The nut will fit into the corresponding spot, and then you just apply the screw. You hold it in there. It's pretty simple. I mean, if I can do it, you guys can do it. But I love these little stands. I mean, like you guys see, I can pretty much lift him up, move him around, and he's being held there pretty good. None of these figure art characters have pegs on their feet, so you'll need a stand of some kind, something to hold them in. And these work out pretty nice. As you can see, I don't have to hold the bottom. I can just hold it on the arm, and he's staying on there pretty good. So, we're going to give Spidey the same treatment. I just have to kind of play it around with it and figure out what kind of pose I want to do. So, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you have some criticisms or just some basic questions, hit me up in the comment section below. Or, better yet, you can always email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.